Did you think of anything to talk about? We can't have an episode without it. God.
Every time my mouth's gonna go a little bit further. It's conditioning.
I'm in danger. All right. Well, welcome to episode 7 of Big Sleep Podcast. Uh, we're back again. New Tuesday. New stuff to talk about? Question mark.
I don't know. I feel like a lot's happened on the news, but like nothing that hasn't been absolutely beat to death or has any like foundation right now.
Yeah. Like, are you alluding to drones or what?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Give it to us.
It's interesting. That's for sure. But like no state departments have, or no major department has made any announcements yet other than like it's not us.
Well, I think what they're really saying is, hey, it's not the U.S. military. That's their big. That's their big statement right now.
But they've also confirmed that it's not any foreign militaries either.
Yeah. So what does that tell you?
That's just a bunch of dudes fucking off.
No, it's probably a federal department. They know exactly who it is, but they're getting away with saying, "Oh, well, it's not the
Like
U.S. military, and it's not
it's
a
a
foreign
contract.
adversary." Yeah, it could be
Yeah,
any other member of the government.
yeah, but
That's what I
like
think.
I guess I don't know. And Charlie Kirk said that shit earlier about like radioactive materials missing, and that's essentially what they're looking for. But I haven't seen any comments on that either.
Well, that's been known for a while, though, right? Hasn't that been a thing since like Reagan era? The nuclear warheads from Ukraine. I think that's what they're talking about with the nuclear matter. Is in the 80s they decommissioned a bunch of warheads, and 80 of them went missing. And then there's some word on the streets that like some people knew that some of them were bound back to the United States. And obviously a lot of this is like conjecture and stuff like that, but it sounded like one of those in transport was in the Jersey area, and it went missing, and then apparently they found the container for it and it was empty.
Hmm. I
And
don't know. I mean, the process of like decommissioning by the Department of Energy is like pretty intense.
yeah, but if they went missing before they got decommissioned.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I also know that didn't they accidentally like lose one like in a swamp somewhere in the southeast?
yeah, well,
It's like
and
accidentally dropped it in like Georgia or something, and they never
yeah,
found it.
well, the dude that makes I don't know, he seems a little full of himself, but there's that dude who makes like private contracting drones for the military. He's the
Yeah.
CEO of some company. He's been coming out and was kind of backing this whole 80s Reagan story with the warheads.
Hmm.
My big thing is some of these drones that they've been zooming in on look like fixed wing gamma drones, like that they use to circle around nuclear facilities to look for like anomalies or leaks. Like they're inspecting drones.
Right.
Um, so if that's the case, I think that's why they're saying it. You know, they're not a threat or whatever, because the government's missing something that they want back, and they're using these gamma drones to look for it. I think that's the most reasonable answer.
Hey, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I worked for and you did too, for like a Seaburn element for a little bit, and like military wise, like they didn't get drones until last year.
Right. And a lot of these are private sector contractors with federal contracts. And that worries me because if these fixed wing drones are like gamma drones, one, that would explain the, I don't know if you've seen the videos of like people playing the radio in their car and it's making a bunch of wonky noise.
No, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like it's like over the radio. I
Yeah.
mean, that can be from gamma radiation.
I don't know. I feel like if that was the case, then like hospitals and like there'd be other like background entities, like local airports would just be popping off all the time. Like you wouldn't even be able to like test anything.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I could get my I guess my biggest takeaway or like concern about this is if they're doing nuclear sniffing, they're just microwaving everybody
Yeah.
with these gamma drones. I mean, straight up just nuking them. And that might be part of the
Dude,
reason why they're
the
so
check
hush
source
hush.
isn't that big.
What do you mean?
Like the check source for like those sniffers, like it's not huge.
Well, yeah, but I mean they're conic, if my understanding is correct, and if they're operating at here's the not to sidetrack, but Part 107 of the FAA is the licensing for operating UAPs, right? All of these drones that they've shown seem to be following the standards of those regulations. They have the I don't know if anyone's gone on and looked at transponders to see, you can publicly see what's in the air, but they have the aerial lighting for night operation. And if they're operating at 400 feet or below, that is the requirement to follow FAA 107 rules. So it's like, if these were other things, do you think they'd be following FAA regulations?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, there's not much information out there, and people are like they're coming from the ocean, but I I just think it's interesting that I mean, allegedly some of them are registered and some of them haven't been. I would fair to say that I would assume that most of them are registered and are following like guidelines, but
Yeah, that's what I think
I
too.
guess there's like certain flight apps, I guess, that you can like essentially point in that general direction or track like what's over your head right then and there.
Yeah, and that's that transponder thing I'm talking about is you can go on and see any uh vehicles in the air just through the app. I'm not logged into it, but so like I am in the process of getting my Part 107 license, and I'm like reading up on all of these drone rules and stuff like that. And I just find it odd that these rules and regulations seem to be being followed by these UAPs or whatever.
I just think it's odd because I don't know. I Here's my thing. Like the federal government should not operate in secrecy. Like the federal government should be the most transparent thing to its people like imaginable.
Aside
And
from national defense, I think.
I even think that some of that like I think that the US definitely takes that too far.
Yes, they say things are for national defense and they're not. That's how the CIA gets away with all of their stuff and the
Right.
spying on private
Psyop,
citizens.
like
Yeah.
internal psyops news.
Yeah.
But like aside from some of that, COVID, like look at the mistrust that COVID has created. Like there's a large amount of people that think COVID's an inside job, like from the US. Like it's the US's fault. US China.
Yeah. Like some type of agreement between them.
Yeah. The whole Fauci thing. Remember like the gain of function research, etc.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the drone seems to be like more of that.
Well, and the drone thing could just be a complete diversion from other things too. What
Uh,
we're sending another 200 billion over to Ukraine, right?
yeah.
Has anyone even been covering that?
Meanwhile, both parents have to work in a family.
Oh, sorry, misspoke. Yeah, plans on committing another 6 billion before Trump takes office. And then they're also sending over 1 billion in unmanned aerial systems, rocket munitions, and maintenance and repair things. Speaking of the war stuff, did you watch that CNN footage of them releasing individuals or helping try to locate individuals in the Assad prison, aka the slaughterhouse?
Yeah.
And they got that dude out of there, and it turns out he was like one of the torturers.
Oh, you got the wrong guy.
Yeah. Like they walked up on the cell that was locked, and some dude was under a blanket, and they're like, "Oh, big, this is gonna be big for us. We're helping save someone from the regime." And they're like, "Do you have food? Do you have water?" And this guy pops out of the blanket, trimmed beard, not thin, looks well hydrated, well fed. And he's like, "I've been in here for 5 days. Thank you for freeing me." And then it turns out he was one of the dudes, like one of the workers.
Jeez. What luck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Prisoner CNN helped free from Syrian prison was actually a notorious Assad regime torturer.
The news, man. These will do anything.
He's a first lieutenant in the Syrian Air Force intelligence with a long history of alleged war crimes. And the CNN freaking white ladies are holding him up by his shoulders and like carrying him out like he's, famished. And nah, he was totally cool. Totally fine.
I did my part.
He also, in quote, did not flinch or even blink when gazing up at the sky, despite saying he had not seen the sunlight for 3 months.
Oh, he saw the sunlight the same day. He went out to lunch before he came back and like cracked the whip. What else is going on? Wasn't there something else in like US news that was weird? It was the drones, more blanket pardons. Um oh, that fucking dude, the CEO killer.
Yeah.
Didn't he get charged first degree murder?
Yeah, the charges came in. Indicted on first degree murder. He got extradited. Um, I think his mom even reported him missing like a couple days prior. So it's gonna be interesting. I guess on the 11th when he allegedly was posting videos from prison. I don't know how that works or whatever, but they went around and there was posters in New York of a bunch of healthcare CEOs with their full names and last known whereabouts, and then Brian Thompson's one was out there with an X through it.
Yeah.
I heard earlier today about some lady being arrested for saying "you're next."
I heard all the CEOs of like all the health insurance agencies have taken their CEOs off their websites.
Yeah. Brianna Boston, 42, is accused of saying, "delay, deny, depose. You people are next," while speaking on a recorded line with a Blue Cross Blue Shield representative about a denied medical claim. She's from Florida, and she was charged with threats to conduct a mass shooting or act of terrorism. and I
Yeah,
think they said her bond was like 100K. I
that's
mean,
a lot.
you might be able to argue that that's like a threat or a terroristic threat, depending on what the laws in Florida are. But to say threats to conduct a mass shooting or act of terrorism, I don't know. Surely they have different laws for just general like assaults or terroristic threats. That seems kind of odd.
So, Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield removes its CEO page from its website after the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
Everybody's going underground now.
That's it. As if it's still not public information. Like the
Yeah.
people that want to know are gonna know, but they're not showboating it anymore.
Well, I got my $600 past due bill from United today in the mail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel
Just
like
in time for
removing
the
the
holiday
pictures.
season.
Yeah, thanks Obama. I feel like removing the pictures kind of like validates the killer even further. Like that's exactly what he wanted. You know, as
Yeah.
part of his agenda is to like devalue these CEOs, like remove their face from the company, etc.
Well, and the damage has been done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he acted and now this chain of snowballing effects is happening.
Yeah.
But
Class wars, man.
well, that's what it's going to end up being if there's
I
going to be
prefer
any
that
fight
over racial wars.
or even political war.
Oh yeah, for sure.
At least the beneficiaries are properly labeled. Um,
Too funny. Yeah, I've seen like the rate my drip, and then I've seen like where other kids. I think I sent you a video earlier about a kid dressing like it, and the mom was like, "I'm not taking you
yeah, I saw that.
out in public like this."
Did you see the any news on the? I don't even honestly. I don't think it's worth talking about. But the shooting at Madison, Wisconsin, at that
Oh
private
yeah, the
school.
teenage girl. Yeah,
What was the deal with that? I mean, did they ever
it
come
sounds
out
like a
with anything?
fluke. Like like another unexpected like yeah private school girl, 15 years old,
And they
shot.
have metal detectors at the school apparently.
Yeah, is it two dead or four dead? I think it's two two dead, two terminally injured, or not terminally, but like life threatening injuries,
Yeah,
and
six
then
people,
four.
one teacher, and five students were injured. Four remain hospitalized.
That's it. But two dead, right? I
Yeah,
thought the teacher and one
I
student was
three dead. It looks like the
okay.
perpetrator
Oh yeah, this
and
suicide after that,
a
huh?
teacher and a student. Yeah,
Yeah, that's weird. Female. That's not a normal demographic. Mm.
okay. Her name was Natalie, but she went by Samantha. I don't
It's
really know.
actually kind of funny, uh, or I guess not funny, but like ironic. Like I haven't thought of school shootings or any shootings lately, but I mean, it is the season, and we went to the mall. We had to shoot over to oh god, what is it? Journeys. I think Journeys Kids,
Mhm.
like the shoe store. And we were just picking up some like last minute Christmas stuff. And the whole time, all I could think of was like my exit strategy. Because we had, you know, we had my whole large family there, and we had an additional family friend. And I'm like, how am I gonna scoop five kids up in GTFO Westroads Mall? Like, Yeah, it'd be nuts. And what makes Westridge Mall even worse for me is, like, I graduated in, like, '08, and I sat at the same lunch table as, Robbie Hawkins, like, the dude that shot up Von Maur. Like,
That's what I was gonna bring up.
yeah.
Like, remember having to walk through Von Mar after seeing the photos?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're standing over this ledge here. This whole place was, mopped in blood, and I don't know.
Well, I remember, like, at school that day, uh, the talks amongst the lunch table, like, it was, like, just before it happened, someone, I'm not gonna say any names, was like, "Hey, uh, you know, Robbie just called, and he said, he said that he's lost it, like, he can't take it anymore, he's at the mall with a gun." And I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy, are you serious?" And then, like, boom. Like, but by the time I went from, like, lunch to, like, Woods class, like, things were already going down at the mall.
Yeah. And what did they do? They hired a bomb squad dog,
Yeah,
and you are not allowed to carry a firearm in the mall now.
yeah.
It's like I don't know, man. I don't want to go to that mall. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
If I can't carry a firearm in there, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember seeing metal detectors, maybe there was. We went through, Dick's Sporting Goods. There might have been. But yeah, either way, the whole time I was just like, "Man, what a Imma have to, like, sprint out of here." I even thought that, like, worst comes to worst, I'll go into one of the stores. Like, I know that there's alley access,
Back
like, all the
rooms. Yeah.
I was like, Ain't nobody gonna go into the back room."
Yeah, we used to go to Von Mar like every Christmas season because they decorate it up and stuff like that. And we've still been doing it, but I'm just like, I don't really want to be walking around in here.
Yeah, sorry to derail, but I was thinking
No,
as
that's
soon as I saw this again, it made me think of, like, man, shootings at this time of year, what a wild time.
yeah. Well, I mean, it goes back to the argument like mental illness needs to be solved, or there needs to be there needs to be methods of support for this type of stuff, um, instead of politicizing it, which is the downside of all of this. Like a lot of this stuff gets politicized, and it's like this is literally a story of someone that's not in a great headspace that obviously doesn't have an outlet.
I think it's really weird that, like, the mental health is definitely playing into, like, the insurance part because that's what, like, United and a couple of these guys were trying to block and, like, limit, but it was anticipated that everyone, like, blanket across the world, was gonna have to go through more mental health 3 to 5 years after an epidemic. So, I do think it's a little weird that insurance are trying to, like, capitalize on that by, limiting your accessibility.
Yeah. Well, I was reading this thing the other day. Um, apparently, you can get like a prescription based on how the laws or how the regulations are written for these things. Like a prescription is just like a medical remedy or a remedy for something. So that could be drugs or like physical therapy, you name it. And people are coming out and realizing, oh, I can get a medical prescription to a gym, and
Hmm.
like they request like a gym membership covered under their insurance for whatever medical purpose. And apparently these doctors are like, holy crap, we can do this. I didn't realize that. And there's a bunch of doctors that are going out there now and saying, yeah, this is fully viable based on the verbiage of these regulations. It's like if you can send someone to physical therapy or send them to some type of drug recovery or something like that, it's like as far as health and fitness, a gym membership is well within that scope.
Yeah, I remember Nolan saying something about his like like one of his like health insurance that he pays into. He was able to get like one of those chirp wheels with it,
Those.
like the back cracking stuff. Like you lay
Oh
on it
yeah.
and like it roll.
Yeah, I mean that'd be another example, or like the resistant bands for
Yeah,
physical therapy.
which bands will do like if you have a range of bands and like somewhere to hook them up to, like that'll do like 90% of workouts for you.
Yeah.
Like 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 you don't really need weights at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to do something. My breakfast lately has been like nicotine pouch and a cholesterol pill. And I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, ready for the day. Kind of phase
Yeah,
out.
I'm getting back into it. Like I'm up to 4 days a week again. But over the summer, dude, I was in good shape. Like I was pretty confident. Like was able to wear like tank tops and stuff in public and feel good.
Yeah.
Like tank top, ranger panties.
I was going to the gym and then I had my shift changed at work, and trying to get that figured out has made it pretty impossible.
Yeah.
But I don't know. In other news, I was talking to the old lady's brother. Well, I was talking through playing Marvel Rivals.
Oh yeah.
We've been
I
hopping
thought you
on there
streamed
quite
it
a
the other
bit.
day.
I mean, streamed it, yeah, I guess. I just had it streaming while I was playing or whatever. I wasn't really
Mm.
going too deep into it, but I've been enjoying it. I don't know. I think there's a whole bunch of meme culture out there already about Marvel
Oh yeah.
Rivals and Overwatch. Like
Yeah.
Overwatch comes out with an update, and they're like, "Screw this," and then Marvel comes out with like the same thing, and everyone's like, "Wow, this is great." But
Uh God, what's it called? Is it Rule 34? Is that where sorry, give me 1 second.
like, there's a porn about everything.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. It's Rule 34. So, I guess like there's essentially Rule 34 porn and obviously Marvel was already like a large IP and subject to there being porn.
So was
Um
Overwatch.
and Overwatch. Yeah. I think was it you that sent me this thing about the characters?
Yeah, so they're flashing the characters on the screen, and it's like they preface by saying, my name's whatever. I've never played Overwatch, but I'm gonna try naming all the characters." And he's like, "Oh, Sombra, no problem." And then like they throw Genji on there, and he's like, "Pass."
Yeah.
Junkrat, pass. Mercy. He knew every female character.
Yeah. Well,
That's fair.
Reddit's already blowing up about Marvel Rivals, and I shared a picture on Nolan's Discord just the other day. But it's like Spider-Man reaching around Squirrel Girl, like giving her a hug, and she's just, I mean, in the game she's thick, but he's getting an extra handful
Oh yeah, I see it.
on old Squirrel Girl. And yeah, I put it with the caption like, and so it begins.
There's
All
something
the Rule
happening.
34.
Oh my god.
But
Oh,
yeah, I'm enjoying Marvel Rivals
me
more
too.
than Overwatch 2.
Yeah, I would agree. Um, I feel like the characters that do kind of have uh movement aspects, you know what I mean, like slinging around or jumping or whatever, or
Yeah.
climbing walls and stuff. Like there's more movement necessary, and I kind of like that for some of the characters. Like obviously, I've really only been playing Hawkeye if I want, high kills, medium DPS, um, or crowd control with Moon Knight. And then outside of that, I'm playing Loki. And sometimes if we're light on a tank, I'll hop on with Venom. But
Yeah.
outside of that, I don't know any of the other like I know the characters. I have no idea how to play them. I haven't even tried playing them. Um, but yeah, I think
I
Loki is great for heals and DPS. Kind of like the Moira. I loved playing Moira in Overwatch because I was dishing out at times way more DPS than our DPS characters.
yeah, I'm still scratching the healing. I find myself in my typical routine where I start the game, I'm playing as DPS, I'm enjoying it. I mean, I loved Punisher. I was getting like north of 30 kills like each game, and it was getting me by. It bores me like now playing Punisher. Um, but I find myself just gravitating towards Mantis and just like healing the party. Like her healing abilities. Like and because like you said, if we don't have a healer or if we don't have a tank, then I often find myself like fine, I'll do it myself.
I should
Uh
try Mantis. I haven't tried uh the old shark either yet.
I don't like Jeff. And then for tank, I like Penny.
Yeah, I haven't played that either.
Dude, she's so good.
I tried playing Hulk, didn't like it.
I think that there's gonna be some balancing over time for
Yeah.
sure. Like they have a lot of balancing to do. But I like that it is way faster than Overwatch.
Yeah.
Uh, it could because like Overwatch is so slow that like it feels like it disrespects my time when I lose. Whereas these games, we lose and we lose a lot.
And you're on to the next one.
Like and like you can just be on to your next loss.
Yeah, back to back.
I could really just instead of losing one big game a night, I could just really punch out like a punch card, like 10 losses, and it's like, what do you win? Another loss.
Yeah. Now I have to go lay next to my wife.
Yeah. Well, I'll go to the bathroom first, but
Yeah. I
then
don't
I'm
even
gonna go
go
to bed.
there. I'm super quiet. No. No, but I did see I should try playing Punisher, but have you seen like the Doctor Strange Punisher combos like with the portals? He'll like throw
No.
a portal up in the air and then Punisher's like somewhere off scene sets up his turret and shoots through the portal down at the point
Mm.
and just like annihilates people cuz no one's looking up. You know what I mean?
I'm still wondering what they're gonna do about his portals because I've watched it like nerf the game. Like, I mean, even on my setup, I've watched it like lower frames.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You think that technology's been around long enough to not be an issue? I mean, I guess with the rendering, just stay away from it. I don't know. I
I
did
think the
see,
difference is back when it was in Portals 2, you jumped through it or you threw a cube through it.
yeah,
You didn't shoot 10,000 rounds from Punisher through it.
yeah, with a pseudo peer to peer connection or something like that. I've seen the Doctor Strange ones where they'll cast it and then they'll put the secondary one like right in front of Jeff as you swim into the ledge,
Oh, yeah.
thinking he's about to team wipe or something. Like that was
Mm.
pretty. That was pretty funny to watch too. I don't know. There's
I
plenty of counters.
That's like the only trick that I've seen. I do like that Mantis and like there I like that there's CC in the game. Jeff's is frustrating. Like when he his ult and he picks you up. And it's a long enough cooldown. But like Mantis being able to like stun you or Penny when it's just like a right click and it can like shut down an ult, like that's insane.
Yeah, I don't know if I've experienced being on the other end of that. I wish
It can be
Venom did a
frustrating.
little more damage though.
Oh, really? I think isn't he one of the highest? I think he's
Well,
like F
maybe I'm
tier.
just not good at him. I,
I think
I guess the triangle, he
yeah.
is more movement oriented, I suppose. So you could say his damage is lower.
I think he's easy to pick up, like difficult to master.
Yeah, that could be. The movement game, I've never been in any game really big into the movement game stuff. I'm just not great at it.
That's what I was telling Nolan. I feel like Spider-Man and Venom, I mean, because it is crossplay. Like I feel like they would be better with Xbox controller. Like when you play the Spider-Man like games, like
I
you
don't
play with the
know.
controller.
Spider-Man, I feel
I
like
don't want to
some of
aim
these,
that way.
yeah. So for the movement maybe, but as far as the actual first person shooter aspect, I don't know. To be able to turn your mouse and point and click is going to be a
But
lot
his
better.
Spider-Man shots don't do anything. It's all about like swinging in 2 or 3 kicks and getting out, and then like building up that ult because his ult's what like it kills 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
He just drops in, knocks out the supports, and then leaves.
That's one thing I wish that Moon Knight had better of, because he's I would say his movement is not, A or S tier. He's pretty
Yeah.
slow. He doesn't have a way to like bounce out of the middle of a firefight.
Yeah.
And he's good at crowd control as far as like AoE, but he does not do a lot of
Yeah.
damage. And his ult is meh.
I think he's good at breaking up groups though, because like as
Yeah,
soon as you hit
spreading.
someone and it bounces like 2 or 3 times, they realize they don't want that to happen again. And then he
Yeah.
kind of spreads everyone out and then they get picked off.
Yeah, and that's what he's a crowd control. I don't know. Something needs to be balanced with them though. Like there either needs to be more damage for direct hits, or they need to make it so that his onks aren't so easily destroyed, or you know what I mean, something. Because if you don't have that
Yeah.
bouncing, even your direct hits aren't doing a lot of damage, and you're just kind of in this weird scenario where you're not doing much.
I wish
Like
they couldn't be destroyed at all. I could see like that being fair. Like
throw it on a timer or something
yeah.
with a higher cooldown. I don't know.
Mhm.
But they're essentially making him like if he was a Bastion that did way less damage. It's like Bastion's
Right.
great for throwing down rounds, but if you're not melting people,
I think of like Punisher as the OG Bastion, like whenever he
yeah,
mounts up.
yeah.
I don't was there any Overwatch that had a bounce mechanic? Like a pinball?
Um,
I don't think so. It seems
yeah,
like a
I don't think
pretty
so.
I don't want to call it original because maybe Paladins or one of those other hero shooters.
Yeah, that's
I would
possible.
say Concord, but it got canceled.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a good mechanic, and like I said, it is effective for the crowd control aspect. But
Speaking of hero shooters, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League is getting axe murdered.
really,
Uh, Warner Brother Games Montreal is going to let go of 99 workers. The game is on sale for less than $3.
oh my god,
Uh,
already?
Yeah. So massive layoffs. It's top 10 worst games of 2024. Rocksteady confirms it's pulling the plug on new Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League content after season 4. So DEI hits again.
The Lux edition was available for $4.99.
Yeah. They're ending the game after a death stroke. That's ironic.
That sucks. I mean, I like to see anti-hero games.
I think that Suicide Squad itself is a good IP. I think that the way that this game came out and like yeah, if there was a DC Rivals, uh I'd play it.
Can you imagine buying Suicide Squad for like $70 and then this happens?
Like a year later. Well, I think even if you bought it for $70, like you're not playing it now. Like I don't think there was enough content. I mean, I don't know. I'm ignorant on it. I didn't play any of the game, but I never heard a good review of it.
Yeah, season 3
How,
debuts with less than 300 Steam players.
what does Steam DB got right now? Or Steam charts? The 24-hour peak is 591 players. All time is 13,000. Put things in perspective, Grand Theft Auto currently has 73,000 players on Steam. And Marvel Rivals has 363,000. Like just behind, it's sandwiched between Counter Strike and Dota right now. With
Isn't
Pathfinder coming in fourth,
Oh, really?
which is fucking dope, by the way. I haven't had the chance to play it. Like I'm mad, uh, but I finally played it, and I picked up my old build from Path of Exile 1, like the Summon Raging Spirits, and it's OP, man. Like I just have little fiery skeletons that are just doing my bidding.
Yeah.
It's
What
good.
did you get Elden Ring Night Rain,
Is it on sale already?
or is that 2025?
Yeah, I think it was just an announced game. What do you think about that?
I mean, it looks cool. They're coming out with like a different play style.
I don't know who I was talking to. Someone said that the game's gonna have a microtransaction, and I was like, "That's not true." Night Rain's director confirms no microtransaction. There you go. Yeah, someone was saying something about like the bird or like one of the mounts or something. I was like, no, like I couldn't see FromSoft allowing that.
Yeah, they're doing 3-player co-op.
Yeah, only 3 player. I think it's either 1 or 3, right?
That
Or
could
it's
be.
either off or on. Uh, one of them is a Birdman, anthropomorphic looking Birdman. But yeah, I think it's interesting. As for like a Souls game where you are stuck into one character type, I find that interesting. Um, Kind of reminds me of like some of those Final Fantasy games, like the dungeon running games, like Strangers of Paradise or whatever, or like maybe the Vermintide stuff. Uh, I'm definitely interested.
Yeah, it
I'll
looks
play it.
like the you collab with 3 other people over 3 in-game days to prepare for a final boss, and it's a shrinking like battle royale style.
Yeah,
Area resets after players defeat the minor boss at the end of each game day.
I don't know how I feel about the timed gameplay. Like I'm not too excited about that.
I get it. I mean, so they came out with what is it called? Hunter,
The
or
showdown.
the Hunt
Yeah.
Showdown. Like
Mhm.
the timing aspect of that was actually pretty fun. It was like instance based, and you didn't have to follow the time, but if you wanted like the big loot pull out, you wanted to be the first one to the boss fight, and mean, that game's still super popular.
But that was like a BR, pretty much. Like it was PvPvE,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah, this is more PvE, but
yeah. I don't know. I'm interested. I'm skeptically interested.
I guess what would be the progression though in
I
the
guess
night
with
rank?
that, like maybe itemization.
And it makes your next playthrough easier with other people.
I think no, I think it's a level 0 every start.
Okay,
They say
so
when
like
you
a
start that's
gunfire,
where like a
gunfire reborn.
rogue game. Period.
Okay. Yeah, I think it could be interesting.
I have to shamefully admit that I never played Elden Ring.
Oh, you've never. Oh yeah, I think you told me that.
Well, yeah, my laptop wouldn't run it. Well,
Dude,
it
I
would, but I didn't want to run it bad.
I think you would be very impressed.
I'm sure. I heard it's better than Dark Souls 3, and I love Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, I mean, I would almost argue that as well.
I don't know about better than Bloodborne though. The aesthetics in Bloodborne.
Yeah, I mean, you can do some cool stuff in Elden Ring though.
I don't know. Everyone's waiting for that Bloodborne for more than 30 frames.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, there's been some good movement. I mean, big Helldivers update, big Ready or Not update. I don't know if you ever played Ready or Not, but um, they've got a bunch of new stuff in there. Gray Zone Warfare has their night ops. I mean, there's some good stuff coming down the pipeline, I think.
Yeah, I feel like the next couple months there's like too many good games coming out.
Yeah.
Like
It's that's November timeframe though. Like I know we're approaching the end of December, but starting in November, that's when you start to get these nice, releases.
yeah, Path of Exile is doing their changes. I saw that was it Nordic? Oh man, I can't remember who it is. THQ Nordic.
Yeah.
Their ARPG comes out in the next couple months as well. I can't remember the name of it off the top. I'd have to do some digging, or I can just Google it. THQ.
What's that game where you're the chick that like takes down robot dinosaurs?
Oh yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah. Aren't
I'm
they
not
coming out with
interested.
an MMO?
Maybe I heard something like that. Yeah,
NC Soft.
and see. So wait,
Uh,
that's not made Horizon.
yeah.
NCSoft is a Korean company.
Yeah, but NC Soft is doing the MMO.
Oh yeah, I can believe that.
Because Gorilla, I think, is uh Horizon.
NCSoft, they used to make MMOs back in the like 2010 to like I mean they probably still do, but like they were really popular and like as WoW kind of started to fall off.
Yeah, I
Did they
mean they
make
did
any?
Guild Wars, right?
Yeah, they did do Guild Wars.
And they just came out with
Blade and
Thrones and
Soul.
Liberty. That's a new one.
Uh, yes. Lineage, Blade and Soul, Ion. Those are the ones I was thinking of. I played Ion. Me and my sister
I
played
played
that.
Ion.
You could fly, man. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
The game I was thinking was Titan Quest 2.
yeah.
I am a huge ARPG guy. I never beat Titan Quest 2. Like the colors were too bland. Like I get it, you're in the desert. Uh,
Yeah, I've never played it, but I've watched quite a bit of gameplay of it.
um Court picked up Return to Moria. So yeah, we had 3 people in Return to Moria the other day, and I thought that, like, I was fine with just, like, 2. Um, but actually, like, as linear as the game is, I will say, like, Return to Moria, that is the one thing I like about it. Like, a lot of the cons are from people like Ark fans, that are saying the game's too linear, but, the only con I have is you can't destroy things in the game. They haven't, like, coded in any destroy mechanism. Like, you can't toss your items in the furnace and, like, just get rid of them. You have to find, like, a deep body of water and jettison them off yourself into the
Really?
water, so that way the game deletes it.
And it's persistent.
What do you mean?
Like the items are persistent. Like
Yeah, yeah.
once you have it, you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see
Like, yeah,
that.
yeah, if you drop something at the beginning of the game and, like, leave and come back, it's gonna show up as, like, the Diablo 3, like, little li thing of light that sticks up.
Why don't they have like a recycle function where you can get materials?
The problem is over Christmas, like, within the last week or so, they've instead announced that they have a DLC skin coming out. I made sure I commented on it on Steam, and I was like, it's I do not vote in favor of microtransactions before balancing your game.
Or in its full release?
Yeah, it's full release. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care too much about skins, but yeah, I mean, you should have a fleshed out game.
Yeah, something. Either way, the game's good. I've enjoyed it. I like how linear it is, and it provides like some guidance that way. I think that it would benefit because I think it's up to 8 players.
Oh,
Like it
really? I was just about to ask that.
it prevents people from straying off like they do in Arc. You know,
Yeah. So I guess is there levels or can you walk me through what exactly you do?
I think it's procedurally generated zones. So like, there's a guaranteed elven biome. And it's not like you run into elves or anything, but like there's taken over by orcs, and there's a guaranteed, uh, you know, Mines of Moria area. There's a guaranteed like brewery, or I don't know what the giant furnace is. I'm not huge on like I don't know all the Lord of the Ring lore, but like a huge furnace that is in like the dwarven district there. Begins with an N. I can't remember it though. But yeah, it's just procedurally like I think if you it just randomizes in the campaign. We're playing campaign. We're not playing sandbox. Um,
And I guess what is the goal? Like
honestly, I don't know. Like that, I think the goal is to clear the the curse. Like there's this like chaos curse that you do have to clear.
I guess
And we
like what
figured out one of them.
there's building in it though, isn't there? Or am I mistaken?
Yeah, you can build like little bases and stuff. That's what Nolan's favorite part is.
And those are persistent?
Like your base, it stays
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Like it doesn't go anywhere. I think the problem with the linear is like if you get a guy that likes to build like Nolan, like that game, there's almost like no point to build a long term. Like you're better off just setting up a campground and like moving on. Um, which is unfortunate for him because he wants to build a base.
He's been playing a lot of
But
Satisfactory.
yeah. But we do find ourselves having to like shuffle like all like we build a base, we gather resources, and you have to like run back and forth to move all your shit from your old base to your new base.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'd be interested in playing it. I didn't realize that you could have 8 players.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Ran into a troll, like a in the
Troll in the
game.
dungeon.
Yeah. I thought you ought to know.
Oh man.
Yeah, enjoying that.
Got any
Uh,
free ball conversations or anything interesting?
no, no, for the most part, just enjoying Path of Exile. Music wise, I've been listening to old Sleep Token, like like their album 2, and then like Sundowning.
How old is old Sleep Token?
Good question. Sundowning is 2020, 2 is 2017.
Okay. So they've
Yeah,
been around a little bit.
long enough. As for hip hop, dude, I just that GNX album by Kendrick is good. I'm still bumping it.
Yeah.
And I think that's it for music really. I will say I at first like using Suno, like the AI music generation was kind of like a joke to me. It's like, "Oh yeah, this is good," but like I'll never find something that I actually like. Like it's just going to make a bunch of shovelware e-waste like but I will say that now I've got like 4 songs that like I thoroughly enjoy. And
If you get good with the prompts, I mean, you can
yeah.
tell it what you're into.
Well, I'm using Chat GPT to like make my prompts and lyrics and then using that to like feed like pretty much everything now and yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I need to start toying with it again. It's been about a week or two since I've used up my tokens, my free
Your
tokens.
your dailies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for music. I don't remember how to check like what I know the on repeat, but I don't remember how to go to like history.
Yeah. Well, I guess the last housekeeping thing I will say, sounds like we're just going to use our normal email address for write-ins. So if anyone has any interest in topics that they want to listen to us talk about, or have questions, or have comments, obviously you can still comment or share your 2 cents on our YouTube channel in the comment section. But if you are interested in the write-ins, I think we're just going to use our Gmail account for now, and that is the Big Sleep Podcast at gmail.com.
I do have one question. If people would be interested in like co-op like stream, like if like on top of this, if like once a week we just played, I don't know, a game that I want to play.
Okay. So
But yeah,
like
stream,
live stream
record.
or
I don't know about live stream. I'd have to look because like I have a Twitch, but like I don't think I've ever. Obviously, I have a Twitch what we record on, but I I've never recorded live stream. But I'd be interested in it if we had a good enough game. That is.
yeah. So just do the like dual stream, or I guess walk me through what your thoughts are.
Yeah, at least for YouTube, where like you had a separate playlist where it's like this is the streamed game.
Okay.
Like this is gaming streams. This is podcast stuff.
I mean, I'd be down. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to start gaming more. I say that, well, like I said, there's too many games. I'm at 3 games right now: Path of Exile, Return to Moria, and Marvel Rivals. It's too much to juggle already.
Well, like I said, I'd be interested in starting up Return to Moria. I've been holding out, but I think it seems like something I'd be interested in at least.
It's good. I've enjoyed it. I'm hoping we can beat it soon and then try the sandbox mode.
Yeah. The sandbox mode is just, I'm guessing, like the exploration function without the linear progression.
That's what I would assume. Or I would hope that it's like infinite.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Cool.
That's all I had. Just a question. If they can email you that, let me know.
I'm down. Well, I think that'll wrap up this episode. Thanks for watching. And again, look forward to hearing from you. Adios, booty cheeks.
Peace.